Hello, good afternoon. How are we doing? Just faffing around here. That looks all right. That'll do. Right, there we go. Oh, I don't want to call him Thomas. We've called it Go Gadgets, the company. I just need a name. Give me a name. Give me a name. Go Gadgets is the company. What would be a good name? Hope you had a good day, guys. MPS 77 months. Doesn't seem a day too much. Thank you. Ray Dagger 35, going on 38, I think, actually. A Poetjetic with 18. Thank you for the tier 2. Good time zones, nutters. Fraheims to 51. Andy G with 5 years. Happy anniversary, Andy. Handy Hammy, how you doing, sir? 59 months. You're another month off an anniversary. Thank you. And Chimera with 32 months. Hardly perfect. Not bad. Inspector Gadget. Works with the gadget thing. Nuts are... We always have nuts, don't we? Hardly perfect's good, apart from the hardly. Can we get a different first name? How about Al? Almost perfect. Gizmo Gadgetry lol. I'm gonna call him Steve. It could be a bit more imaginative than Steve. Shubham, thank you for 19 months. Dutch, thank you for gifting a sub to We Fade to Black. Jack Sims, 92 months and rules. Thank you, mate. Gizmo Gary. Is that it? Gizmo Gary. Hello? Other colas are available, but they don't taste as good as this one. Still not perfect. There's got to be something there. Stan. How about Bill? Me later. Rubbish. Modern Messiah, thank you for 37 months. Almost perfect, lol. Let's get the two Stooges in and see if they got any ideas. Yo.
God, mid-conversation, puppies. I don't know. Hey, Paul, how are you?
I can't tell if you're mid-conversation when you're in a different room.
Hello, Paul. How was your morning?
Yeah, how's your day been, Paul?
Busy. Give me a name for this guy.
Well, I gave you a name, but you didn't want it, so.
No, I liked it. I just wanted a different first name. I was trying to think of a nice first name.
Nutter perfect? Not so perfect?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
How about Stan? Stand over there. How about that? Let's go with that. Stand over there. We're done. Right, free play.
Oh, I like that one, Paul. I like that one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Was that a credit to anybody in chat, or was that your inspiration?
I just came up with that.
That was good.
So we could move on. Right, Timbertown, yeah?
Is that the one we did yesterday? What other towns
Yeah, that's
are
the
there?
big one. Well, Timbertown's the
do
XL
winter?
map. Circuit Plains is only a large, you see, but recommended for 1 to 3.
You want to do the winter map in the middle of freaking the year in June?
No.
Yeah, like, 'cause it's boiling here, so the snow might make me feel a bit cooler.
Not like when we play SnowRunner.
Exactly. But where's the snow in that game, Sammy?
Timbertown is fine, Paul.
Yep. So Timbertown, 2 dudes. Competitor strength was...
We put it down to passive rather than competitor strength.
Yeah, but it's a different one. There was competitor aggressivity was passive, but the strength we didn't touch.
So I think, was it junior employee and passive? Or did we go Barks? Nobody went passive, did
Let's
we?
go new guy. They were way ahead of us last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting assets. Huge assets with a loan. Huge assets. Large
Do you want to
assets.
go large assets, no loan?
Right, large assets with no loan sounds good.
I say go as big as we can.
Snipper, thank you for 78 months. Garion, thank you for 23. Hey, Mr. DJ, happy 2 years, and thank you for the tier 3 sub. Thank you. Modern Messiah 37, Caspercorn 41, Matley with 9. Thank you so much for the resubs, guys. Right, we've got starting technology, moderate tech. That sounds fine.
Or do you want to go low tech?
Low tech. Let's go low tech and start at the beginning.
Okay. Well, there's bare minimum.
Really? That implies enables more research unlocked and higher. Yeah, so that would be more stuff we need to unlock if we do that.
Yeah. So I think low tech.
Progression cost 1.4. I think we just leave most of the.
I would just put that. I'd make those all 1. So 100%, 100%. Because the material costs and the running cost factor. Like, let's face it, when we had 100 staff, that was killing us, wasn't it?
It was. I think we were doing something wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, we were losing money.
Yeah, but we were losing money as a collective, not just.
Assignment frequency high.
Well, if I'm going to be pure assignments, then I'm happy to have that high. But shall we just go medium? Go sort of middle of the road with all of it?
Assignments frequency. The company delivering the biggest amount of items received the additional reward. You see, that's a lie. That's not what happens.
No, you need the majority of.
It should say more than half, because that's what it is. The material cost goes from 100 to 150 and starts at 120. Andy
The
G.
material cost goes to 100, doesn't it?
No, material cost starts on 100% and goes to 150%.
Yeah.
Andy G.
I'd just go that the material costs are 100%, e.g. they are what they are, right?
Thank you for gifting 5 subs. Welcome. Appreciate the gifted sub. Can we get some Squirrel gifting chat for Andy G? And if you just got a sub, refresh your page and access the emotes. Running cost factor 100% modifies the wages and running cost of machines. Initial cost factor modifies the cost to hire employees and buy equipment. Okay. Should we go with all that then?
Go for it.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Right. Activates inflation.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No, we don't need that. We definitely don't need that.
Yeah, we're all feeling mostly inflated as it is, yeah.
Right, sessions up. Looks like we're top middle this time.
Cool, I think I'm in.
I'm in.
Right, so it looks like we've got calculators unlocked this time and virtual pets. And we don't have cassette players. So
Right.
it depends which way you want to go here. Both of them require battery. They all require batteries. Everything's batteries. We tried virtual pets, didn't we? Should we just try calculators, maybe?
Yeah.
Rather than waste points right now. Research. Let's get some stuff in the research queue. Not that it'll use yet, but... Actually, we can use research right now. We've only got 400 points. Quite a few things unlocked already. I know the chassis makes a big difference, because the chassis dictates how many compartments you get. But some of these here are very expensive. I remember them being 2,500 moons. We need a name for those icons, those little research icons. Diamond.
Well, diamond, circle, triangle,
circle,
square.
Triangle, square, yeah.
Yeah.
Go with that. Why are they 839.
I don't remember them being that expensive.
I swear they were less than that.
Is it because of the settings that we've chosen?
I'm guessing so.
The business development looks about right, doesn't it? 70 each.
Yeah, that looks right.
I mean, in theory, we ended up with like 18,000 of those points, right? So I don't think it's going to matter too much.
Well, the plastic case has 14 slots. The strengthened case has 18 slots, so I'm going to queue that. Because I presume the plastic case is what we'll need for a calculator.
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about the batteries because we've already got 2 tiers unlocked.
Sammy, do you want to try and find a cheap building for you to move into?
I was possibly going to suggest that, you know, that I had like the horseshoe over the other side last time.
Yeah.
Can I have the horseshoe this side this time?
Can you ping it?
Yes.
Do you mean this one?
Yeah, that one.
It's 98 grand. Has that got a delivery spot? It doesn't.
Yeah,
It does.
the other one's 101, and it's smaller, apparently. Hang on, that money's just gone up.
Gone down on
Oh,
my
no.
No, it was on 609.
No, okay, so you bought this building, and the one that I was looking at in the objective corner, this one that I had last time, it went from 101,000 to 154,000 when we purchased our second building.
Should we buy this one, pups?
Yeah.
Just so we've got a room for like making components and then an assembly room or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's only 50 grand, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then if we need to, we can always think about the next one along, which has
Yeah.
a delivery area, that one. Actually, looking at that, this building here is in between now
Yep.
2 delivery rooms. So that makes it a great idea for component construction.
Yep.
Coming up, Bob, thank you for 2 on sub. 29 months. Love the content, helps me find games I would never have considered. Thank you. Somebody, did you watch that video?
Yes, I did.
So do you see like the way they'd done the tables and shelves so they didn't have to walk?
Yeah, love it.
It's a good idea, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should I unpause it? Are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, let's go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Like
Well-
that.
What's that?
That's how it was set up.
There aren't
Yes.
any assignments available yet.
No, that's fine.
Company goals, produce 200 calculators with at least 4 features. I'm not sure how many features we can get in there. Increase the net worth of the company by 100,000 G. Well, in theory, if you can make a profit. Have 2,000 modules transported between zones by courier. Pups, we should be able to do that automatically.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sell 24 stacks of components to the market. No. Assemble 120 products with a market appeal of 3 or higher. Yes. I think we can do that.
What was the one for the...
Thank you, Joseph.
Sorry, what was the... I'll find words in a minute. What was the one for the calculator? 4 features?
Yeah, 4 features, which worries me slightly. Because I'm not sure we can do that many features yet. Oh, a market appeal of 3 or lower? Did I just misread that? Oh, man.
Either way, we can still do it, Paul.
3 or lower?
Because it's
What,
just going to be a
4?
basic calculator, isn't it?
Yeah, but the first calculator we make is going to be 5-star. We'd have to wait to a phase
Yeah.
upgrade to get 3 or less, I think.
Yeah. To keep assembling the one that we already
We'll
cleared.
leave it in there, and if we need to cancel it, we will. But otherwise, when we get to
Okay.
phase 2, we can do that. I'm a bit worried about the feature one, though. That finance one's nice to get because it increases material purchase discount from gold rewards to 2%. Right, pups. Let's do this.
Let's go.
So let's do assembly in here.
Yep.
So do we want an in and out kind of situation?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
They don't need to be near a door necessarily. Like
No, they
sit
can be
like that,
anywhere.
can't they? Okay. Where do you want to put your assembly desks? Trotters, thank you for 73 months. Of Valmut, thank you for 71.
Do you want to make the product first?
AMH,
so we know
happy
what
2 years, sir. Hope you have a nice weekend. Yep, doing well. What you saying?
Do you want to make the product first so we know what we're going to need?
Yeah, that's the assembly thing. So, oh, you want a blueprint, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so create new calculator. Plastic or let's do plastic case has more slots.
Okay.
So we'll do that and then we'll have a traditional calculator like that. We need to get 1.5 on the display and 1 on battery life.
Okay.
So battery life, let's see. 0.5, 1.0. That's enough battery life. Display fidelity of 1.5. That's a 1, that's a 0.5. So we either put 2 of these in or 1 of them. I guess we can, if we do that, it's a profit of 274. If we do it that way, it's 269. So I think we're better off with that. Yeah, we'll do it with 2 LED matrix. Then we'll need some make LED matrix.
Okay.
We don't need to worry about the LED array, and I don't actually get more of a profit out of it anyway. Donut, thank you for 56 months. Okay. We need a name for this amazing design. What do we call this? The Numbertron. How about the I can add up to? Something like that. Or the I can add up to. The I can add up to 1. just to really confuse people. Kieran, thank you very much for 10 subs gifted. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much, Kieran. If you just got a sub, please give him a thank you. I can add up to 1. How's that?
Love it.
Because I can add up to 1 as well. 1. There you go, done it.
Well done, Paul. I'm so proud of you.
Finished design. Somebody, do you need to make me to create anything yet or not?
No, not at the moment.
We're just going to wait for an assignment to pop in.
Yeah, but
There was a way to...
I'm going to...
blueprint, wasn't there?
I was just going to try and look at the components to see which the market price was the most of, which is an AM radio, and think I'll make some of them for now.
Okay, doke. Right, pups, we need to make 2 matrix, 1 plastic case, and 1 battery stack. And you can pin that recipe. Look at that, boys and girls. Pin that recipe. What a feature. Now we can come over here. Right, so we want the logistics guy bringing things in from that one, don't we?
Yep.
And he'll need to bring them into here, so we need a pallet in here as well.
Yep.
So you kind of want it near the door. So what do you think about in that corner there, like that?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. And then we want to make plastic case. So we need a tinker table, don't we?
Yes.
I'm just going to put these down and then We'll set the recipes. We don't add any staff because then it won't cost us anything, and then we'll lay it all out.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking.
While you lay it out, do you want me to get the logistic route set up?
Well, you need to know what to buy in and stuff.
Plastic.
We're making plastic case, so you just need plastic for that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you sort that out. One of them, that's that done. One battery stack. How do we make a battery stack?
You click on the little arrow next to your pinned recipes, Paul. It will tell
Plastic.
you what you need.
Yeah, we want plastic for that and chemicals.
Yep.
That's going to take a day. That's going to take a day. Okay, that's fine.
It's a quick array to view what you need to make stuff as well, Paul.
Yep. Tinker table. So we want LED matrix. Sound of circuits. Nope, that's simple circuits. Displays. LED matrix. Electronic parts we buy in, don't we? Circuit boards we have to make as well, don't we?
Yes.
Now we need to make 2 of these, and to do that we need to make 4 circuit boards, but I've got a feeling why does that say 2 on circuit board?
Because it takes 2 circuit boards and 14
Oh.
components.
I was looking at the 4 because it has 2 LED matrix. That's fine. Metal and plastic is what you need to bring in.
Yep.
Okay, so we need to double up on that. How long does that take to make a day? And it makes 5 of them. And this requires 2, and we need 2 of these. So we need 4 of them. That makes 5. That's fine. So as it stands right there, I think that's the correct ratio
Okay.
for what we need. So if we want, we just literally like double that if we want to double the output.
Yeah.
So we'll do copies of each of them. There we go. That's what we want. Now we just got to lay it out.
Okay.
Where does it show the standing position? Oh, it's at the back.
It's the little square in front of it.
I wish you could rotate. I really wish you could rotate. Hey, Sammy, new assignment's available. Where do we need to put this shelf so that you can both access it? That's the corner one, isn't it? Like that.
Yes.
That'll serve both of them tables, won't it? Yeah,
You
so...
can move it in a square as well towards the table, if you want.
How? It's going to be on top of that square, isn't it?
Nope. That's how we had it in the video. He had it right next to the desk.
Well, he must have put it like that, and then done it like...
Are you trying to do the 3-way?
He must have done that.
Are you trying to do the 3-way one?
No, I was just doing a 2-way one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the other thing to do is put them back to back and put a shelf in between.
Yeah, you could do that.
You start adverts at the start of the stream, then 11 minutes in another advert, and now 28 minutes in another advert. I really enjoy this with that many adverts. Must have it turned on. Sorry, scroll too many. Andy, we all have to have adverts turned on. We can't control it, mate. There's literally a few things you can do. Obviously, subscribe to Twitch or me. We'll get rid of the adverts. Twitch is turning very much like Amazon into an advertising platform, and there's not a great deal we can do. And yes, it is a bit too heavy. I think it's the format of it, but there's not a lot we can do. There's only so many things we can do, Andy. It will run adverts whether we like it or not. Well, the only things we can do are run ads manually so that they don't run at critical times. T-Boy, thank you for 4 months. See, if you have them like that, and then you put a shelf in between, does that work? It's more efficient. It's Twitch's way of getting you to sub. It really is that. It really is that. Or you could do that fake humanoid. Nobody benefits, but yeah, absolutely. You have Prime, but you still get ads. Yeah, but Prime doesn't stop you from getting ads. Only Twitch Turbo stops you from getting ads. All Prime does is give you the ability to subscribe to one channel for free every month. That's what Prime does. You either subscribe to the channel, or you use your Prime token on the channel, or you buy Twitch Turbo. I'm trying to think of the best layout for this.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, wondering the same.
So like that design works because they can both access that shelf.
Yeah.
That's one way of doing it. Or you bring the corner shelf in. And then like that's another way of doing it. But I don't think that's any more beneficial. But the shelves cost the same amount of money anyway.
Yeah.
I suppose with that you can put it in a corner. So you can like do that with it, I think. Does that work?
Yeah, that will work. Don't see why.
I don't know if that works.
No, it
or
wouldn't
not.
work.
No, it doesn't, does it?
And I can't rotate the camera, which doesn't help.
Ah, it's frustrating. That works. It has to sit just inside of the two tables.
Yeah.
Why don't I put 4 corner shelves in the middle and organise a
Well,
workstation
the way
around
the
it?
guy had it in the video is... Because
Because the logistics guy can't get to it if you do that. the logistics guy needs to be able to get to it to put things on it, so he needs access to it. That doesn't work, Bubs.
That's how the guys got it in the video.
Yeah, because 2 of the squares there are accessible.
Yeah. They can still work, so they're not moving.
Yeah.
I had to go back and watch a video to find out the layout.
Which is almost the same as what I've got down here, but not quite.
I think that way saves 1 more square.
It's like that, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So basically it's like that.
Yeah.
And then you could mirror that on the other side.
Yep.
No game. Yeah, that's the kind of
Yeah.
that's the blueprint, isn't it? Almost.
Yep. That's how we want it.
I'm just gonna be careful there because there's a doorway there.
There's a doorway here they can get through if we block it, so it's not. So, and a door at the top they can get in.
Yeah, because if I put this here, it's gonna block this door.
Oh, they'll have to use the other one, won't they?
There you go. So that's the efficient layout, I think.
Yep.
Cool. Right, so the courier comes in and drops things at this box. Have you set up the supply demand
Yes,
on
I
it?
just haven't got any employees yet.
Chemical compound. Wow, that's got an error on it.
Because there's none in stock because I didn't buy any yet to save money until we're ready.
Okay. And have you put a sell order on the calculator?
I will, yes. I'm waiting for you to set up because I don't know if you want the final assembly right in the middle of the room.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got the final assembly desk right in the middle of the room at the moment.
Yeah, I just dumped it down, didn't I? I don't know how many assembly desks we're going to be able to... Yeah, I mean, if you want to try for 2 of them, how long do they take? 1.8 days. Yeah, you can definitely do 2 of them.
Okay.
But I think we just doubled up on this over here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Try 2 and see what the stock levels build up as. I don't understand the game. Are you doing an office or... Right, okay, so what this game is about is making things. So we just created a blueprint for this thing, right? Which is called the I can add up to 1. And this is a calculator. The market expects these features up here, which we're going to meet with this calculator because it has all the battery life and the screen they're expecting. And the expected profit per item is here, 274G. Okay? So if we make these and sell them, we'll make money. So what happens is this pallet here is now set up to sell, is that sell order? Sell calculators. And this pallet here is set up to buy the components, or the components is the right word, that we need. Plastic, electronic components, metal, chemicals. So what will happen is they sit here, logistics people will bring the logistics where they're needed. So what they'll recognize is that this pallet here has a demand for that stuff, and there's a supply here, so it will start to move things between the two. Yeah? These people here, they're set to make certain components, like this one here, this table is set to make a battery stack. So when we put staff here, they'll start to make battery stacks, but they'll need parts to do it, which they'll get off this shelf. And the game is smart enough to create a logistics route between this pallet here and the various shelves. And a logistics person will basically move parts from this pallet to these shelves so that they can make things. He will then take things from here and put them back there so that they can then be sold over here. That's what's going to happen. Don't you need to add a calculator rule on this pallet for export maybe?
Yeah, I'm just in the middle of setting it up.
Like that or something. So he will bring the calculators from the shelf back to here and then move them to here and then they'll be sold. Are we ready to bring people in then?
Yeah.
So there's the logistics supply, which basically brings in these things here from that shelf and then puts them on this shelf here. So that's basically a pickup and a drop. So pick up plastic, drop it here. Aren't we making calculations on the buildings? Yes, that's a very good point. We are indeed. You just delete that.
Yeah, I just noticed the same mistake that person mentioned.
Yeah, it was one of those deliberate things that we put in to see if people are actually awake.
I've set up the material back.
Right, so what you do then is you go to the work zone, which is this zone here, which we'll call that one. Give it a name. We'll call it can't type. Calculator zone. We'll add a logistics employee just to start moving things around in this area. So they'll basically move the calculators from here to there. Just thought we need to put shelving down. There you go. We're all playing together, so somebody's setting up his own thing over here, which basically is the construction of... he's going to try and hit this, I think. Which one are you doing? Some with the Clark group?
Yeah, at the moment. I was then going to try and start on Sophie's cookie deck.
Okay. Somebody's got 3 desks on the pubs. You see that? 3 desks, mate. The only slight problem is here. Like they're all stood there with boxes.
Yeah, because they're waiting for something.
Do you need more logistics to move off the shelf? Is your shelf full? Same thing there as well.
Sure. Yeah, they then started when maybe need another logistics person then. Yeah, there you go. That was just logistics delayed.
Right, so we'll start hiring staff onto these shelves here. Okay, so once the logistics peeps start moving things into here, we should be good. But what we also need is a new zone. So we want a Ivy zone. This is we'll just call it that for now. I'll have to give it a different name. Policies. Component output. All component recipes 10% crafting speed. We're making modules, aren't we? We're making modules over here, aren't we? Don't know if we're making components. Is a circuit board a component or a module?
Component?
Is it green or is it pink? If it's pink, it's a module, and we're doing components as well, I think. 10% crafting speed, there we go. Then on here, calculator zone, we can add products output to give them a boost. Where's Stavros? What's this guy doing? Is that it? Why is he doing nothing? There we go. Alright, so stuff's starting to arrive. Trucker J, how you doing? Kirby, thanks for 67 months. 2 more months and it'd be nice. Donkey, 90 months coming. You get that, mate. Bobby Z, thank you for a year. Lankerson, thank you for 4 months. Which reminded me my Prime sub was available. That's the problem, is they don't really tell you. Right, looks like they're busy here, pups.
Yep.
Cool. So what we're trying to make them do is never leave their desk. So they stand at the desk because they don't need to walk around to collect things. Logistics peeps will do that. So as long as we've got enough logistics people to move stuff around, we're okay. Nice. Looking good. And we're making money.
Woo! How often do we see that early on?
Would it be better to flip the assembly setup in delivery area so that the yeah, it would. It's not going to make a huge difference, but you mean turn this around completely so that he only has to go to the... I mean, yes. I don't think I can pick the whole thing up though, so I'd have to move them one by one. You can't just select a bunch of things and move them, can you?
Not sure.
Use a move so to arrange equipment in your company. Oh, am I doing it? I want it this way around. Hang on. Well, that's be down there. Somebody's in the way. It's probably best if I leave a gap, isn't it? Something like that. Does this not have any staff on it? We've not put anybody on yet. Yeah, they're still waiting for stuff. We need more batteries.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, look at them calculators being sold, Paul.
What a delight. The calculator market is ours. That will make my human customers so happy. Is it really his? Thank you. 73 months in tier 3. Andy225. Thank you, mate. Rich B. 53 months. Very wrong way. Why is that the very wrong way?
I fixed it, Paul. The
Fix
shelf
what?
was facing the wrong way. This
Oh.
shelf here was facing the wrong way, so no one could get
didn't
to it.
rotate it. Got you.
Yeah.
I thought he was on about the general layout, not the specific shelf.
Look at them calculators.
Minus 14 grand. What's going on?
I blame Sammy.
What's going on?
Look at all the stuff Sammy has got, Paul. That is where our money is going.
Mario. Wages 28,000. Material purchases 54. Profit minus 49. Our sales collapsed. Revenue 0. What? One week we made 29 grand. The next week we made nothing.
Yeah, that 29 grand was probably from when I got the bonus for the previous assignment.
Hang on, we're selling the calculators in 9 seconds. We'll see what happens.
Well, it sounds like we're not making enough calculators for our overheads. You think the more logistics guys think
Right, they just sold. Check it now.
Yeah, we're still below. Some minus 2k.
We don't need any more logistic guys at the moment.
Wolfland, thank you for 2 months. Snow Jesus, thank you for 59. Night Gaming, how you doing? Yeah, the trouble is the more logistics guys means more salary. And if we don't need them, there's no point hiring them. Look at this. I think we need to make more batteries.
Yeah. I clicked on the shelf to see if there was any on the shelf, but there ain't. So they're all being taken.
Well, on the shelf, it has 4 batteries and 12 LED. So it has more LED than it should, really. Looks like the supply chain's running properly now.
Yeah.
You're very tired. Oh, no. A busy weekend. I wish I could copy the table and shelf as a pattern.
Yeah, I wanted to do that as well. Like, be able to place the 3 tables with the corner shelf would be fantastic.
You're on call, been called out 7 times in 5 days. Oh my god, you're having a nightmare, man. Every time the phone rings, you're like, oh, no.
Oh, we're in the profit again, Paul.
Okay, is that general revenue, or did we just hit another assignment?
No, that was
I've
from the
got an assignment yet.
Okay, so that sounds like we're making gravy.
But I'm making 290G per item, so every time they put a pallet over, like he's about to drop one off.
Okay, so phase 1 is still very much a long way off that. I'm wondering if we can start doing some research.
Don't see why not.
Well, I'm hoping we're making a slight surplus on batteries at the moment. We'll see. The production chain's settled, so that looks good. Yeah, you can zoom in and out, but you can't actually turn the camera, which is somewhat annoying. I don't know why they chose to do that. Yeah, we've got a slight surplus on batteries, so I think we can do... Maybe get a little research table going.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to kick some research off.
I think we can add another assembly as well, Paul.
I don't think we can. You might be able to get one in there, maybe, but I think you'll notice stuttering because we're not making enough components to support that at the moment. Because if you look at this table, we're just about building up a buffer of stock. If we bring another table online, we might start to break even. I'm not sure. If we bring a desk in and start taking the batteries apart as well, we're going to take things off the production line, is what I'm saying. See, now it's just desk one, isn't it?
Yeah. That's to get... If you want research, you need the research desk.
Well, don't you just analyze the batteries, or?
That gives you... Oh, what is the points that gives you?
You analyze modules, so you analyze a battery module. And that's how you get stuff. The research desk is just research, I think. Is that a battery stack we've got?
Yeah. And plastic cases.
That'll give us diamonds out of both of those. Right, so the logistic guy comes in and immediately starts putting things on that shelf. You could try adding another one now, Pups, on the assembly desk and see what happens to the production line. You just got to keep your eye on that shelf and see what happens to that stock. Analysis test makes points, research spends them on new stuff.
Also, don't forget to make a new zone in that bit, Paul, because then you can put them perks on.
Yeah, true. Could block him in like that. Scumbag. For now, we'll just put him there and let him spend some points on a strength in case, which is what we put in the queue. They can get the parts from here if they need it. Actually, they don't need to get parts, do they? They just stand and do their thing.
Virtual pet, are we making it all?
Not yet.
No.
No, there's an assignment for it, yeah.
The Vilnius Zone. What a name. Work zone needs a courier pallet. Any problem with having a zone, pups, is you have to have its own pallet.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting waste of space.
Oh.
So yeah, that'll have to have its own demand for batteries and cases, isn't it? Oh, we've got to create a courier route. Oh, another route now, Pops.
Yep.
Are you doing it or shall I do it?
I'll let you do this one, Paul.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind of you.
I've done the last two.
Lovely. Plastic and battery stack. Pick up here. Actually, no. Wait, what am I getting? Plastic and battery stack for?
Second one in the blue zone. Number 6.
I like how you're pinging as if I can even see that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You want pallet number 6.
Why can't I click this? There we go. Oh, this interface.
You know, that's why I was like, I'll let you do this one because I don't like it.
This interface is stupid. Clark Group most of all profits. What, they winning that, are they? Looks like you're smashing the DC motor though, something. 236.
Yeah, once I'm on there. So I'm going to start now going on to the batteries, because now that I've got the majority, I can split the staff up, can't I?
Right, well, the money's actually going up, which is a bit of a marvel, but we've actually made a profit for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I
We're
thought
just
that's
so
ever
grateful.
happened. That's never happened
Nope.
before. Calculators. Crusader PL, thank you for 34 months. You should raise your prices so high no one can afford to buy the goods. Then lay off 40% of your workers. Wait a few months and hire your workers back at low wages and set your prices to as high as you can and still sell your goods. So you can maximize profits for your rich investors. If it doesn't work, you should run the government for a bailout and blame unemployment compensation for your loss of revenue. I sense bitterness in your voice, Vinyl Rabbit. Sounds like capitalism. How's that stock doing? That's alright, actually. I wonder if we can get away with a 4th assembly pumps.
Possibly.
Oh, the calculator pallet's filled.
Yeah, that's why I was seeing how it would do with 3. I mean,
but
I can just add another pallet to sell
It's
stuff
literally
on.
full right now.
Yeah.
There you go, just emptied. So if you do want to add another desk, we're going to need another pallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have to add another logistics route, do you? Because they'll just move it between the pallets that are there.
No, it's just a case of putting one down and setting calculators to sell.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right, so I've changed most of the DC motor factory into a single cell battery factory now.
Nice.
Just hope we don't get a third assignment at the same time. I don't think we will.
I just can't believe we're making a profit, lads.
775 profit. Woo!
And in theory, like, my running costs won't increase because I've now got everything like set. Well, I could probably fit another couple of tables in, but
No, there's no calculator assignment. It's a DC motor assignment, a virtual pet assignment, and a single battery. So somebody's doing that. That one's been done pretty much because they can't beat us anymore. So we switched to that one. Don't think we need any of these.
yeah, I'm still doing it. Shall I stop doing motors completely and just do single cell batteries? Do you think? Or
Well, there's no point doing motors, is there? They can't
well,
beat
other
you.
than the fact that we make 290G per motor and we only make 105G per battery, so we're still making a reasonable profit on a motor, if that makes sense.
In that case, carry on selling.
Yeah, like, is it better to go after the product that's more complicated and I mean, a single cell battery is just chemicals, so it's really, really easy to make and quite quick.
Yeah, I think you just leave it until it's done.
Yeah, and then I'll just swap it all
keep the
over to
profit.
single cell battery. Yeah.
Yep.
We may need to up plastic case production,
Yeah, I
Paul.
can see that just starved. Well, all we can do is stick another bunch of desks down here.
Yeah.
because they're using them in the researcher thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the majority bonus, Joseph. 100% we're going to get... Like, we can't not. We've done 278 out of 440, so we're over the 220 mark. So we've automatically won that, which means we get 13,000, 70 circles, and 170 diamond, which is cool. Nearly halfway through the calculator phase.
Nice.
The main thing is, we're staying afloat without a loan right now.
Yeah, and we haven't actually got a loan either, have we? So...
Which is that? 170 grand. Ouch. Seems easy once you iron out the kinks. Well, if you saw yesterday's playthrough, you'll see, you know, not knowing what you was doing left us completely
we don't
bankrupt.
talk about yesterday.
Well, we do. We had a 1 million G loan. We got to the point where we couldn't get any more loans. But I think those a couple of videos, particularly the one laying out these tables like this, that helped.
Do you know that that's actually part of the second campaign mission?
No, because I haven't done the campaigns.
Yeah, I've not gone past the first one either. I take it you've done the campaigns now, Simon.
No, I've only done the first one. First, second, and third I've done though.
Oh, only the first, second, and try harder.
Probably got up at 5 AM and started playing through the campaigns 2 and 3.
No, do you know what happened, right? So for the last, I don't know, 2 months, I've been waking up at least before 7 o'clock every single day. Today, I was still asleep and having a lie-in at like 8:30, and my brother and my father turned up. I couldn't believe it. The one morning I actually had a lay-in the last 2 months, and it got disturbed.
I can't believe it. I didn't know you slept past 5 AM.
Yeah, I know, right?
Were you dreaming of production lines and you just couldn't get out of bed?
No, I don't know what was up with me last night. I was just in such a zen sleep that makes a change for me. You know, like you say, 5 o'clock in the morning is my usual time. So,
had some good success yesterday. Selling lots of cheap calculators, bare minimum modules that are easy to make. Well, that's what we're doing, and it's given us a small, steady cash surplus, which is great. And then the little assignments give you a little boost. So we get 13,000 G boost in a second. That assignment is almost up.
Mm-hmm. We should do that within the target time as well, I'd have thought.
The thing we can do is think about upgrading some of these tables, like the ones that are the bottleneck.
Yeah.
The electronics or the handcrafting or the chemistry or the welding. We can unlock any of them.
What ones?
We don't have enough for all of them yet, but we do have enough for 3
Right,
of
so
them.
if we want to make batteries, it's a chem table. And the circuit board is on the chem table.
Well, what's taking the most time? So battery stack takes 0.8 of a day.
I would go chem table, Paul.
So does the matrix.
37 grand.
Boom! Assignment in.
No, that's not even the assignment.
Oh wow!
From the
Where did the money
For the
come from?
week.
That was me and our calculators, Paul.
What, me and mine? There's no I in team.
No, but there is a me.
There's no. No, come on.
Fine, I'll rephrase it. Our calculators, Paul, are making a profit. Did we unlock the chem table?
I haven't unlocked any table yet because I was pondering which one we need to unlock.
Yeah, see, that pulls me into a quandary because obviously if I leave them all of my assemblies type stuff on Tinker tables, it means that I can always change it to the recipe that I need. Whereas if I start upgrading tables, it specialises it in whatever the upgrade is at that time, isn't it?
I think given what you're doing, you should probably just leave it on Tinker tables.
Yeah.
So, Paul, on our production line, everything apart from the plastic case can be done on a chemical table.
And a chemical table would cost... How much is it for the table itself?
$3,000?
Yeah, plus the upkeep. So, how many tables have we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I reckon each table will have to sell about 10 calculators to get that money back. You should be. It's 2.5G to upgrade.
Okay.
Do you want to upgrade them all? Invest
Yeah,
in
let's
it?
just do it.
We've almost put 100 grand in profit back in the bank. That assignment has not come in yet. Have you stopped making them, Sommy?
No. They're just only being made on one table now, whereas before they were being made on 12.
Okay. As long as it can make 20 in the next 43 days, that's fine.
Yeah, because obviously the other guys are still contributing to that.
Yeah, as soon as we get rid of that, we'll get another assignment.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we spent probably 30, 40 grand,
Yeah.
but we should be smashing calculators out in a minute.
Yep.
I'm almost certain that we can add another person there now. Right, we brought the fourth desk online. I'm sure we can cope.
I think we'll be fine with that, yeah.
Philip2654, thank you for 52 months. I need to build more of Prime Machine V1. They make me happy. Go away. just go away. That's a lot of calculators building up there. Here comes the sell order. Boom. Oh, we had a bit of a spike in week 26. Back down to earth now. That's like 12 grand profit in the week. We'll see, because like the production speed should go up now. So
Yeah.
we should make more calculators this week.
Ready for the DC motor assignment to come in? There you go.
Okay.
Good job on finishing the assignment so quickly. Yeah, that put our revenue up. Woo, we've got a strengthened case. That gets us ready for the next phase. I need to research something else now. Don't need to worry about the drawbacks yet. Enhanced battery cell. A lightweight box, why? You mean the case? There isn't a lightweight one. We've done the strengthened case. We can't do tier 3 yet because we're not manufacturing circle points. So it would have to be one of these. But I think that case has 18 slots, whereas that one only has 16. And a stylish case if they want style points. The robot chassis. Lightweight bot chassis. That's for the virtual toy, isn't it? Lightweight bot. That was what we were... Yeah, this is a new playthrough. Execute that. Get ourselves ready for a virtual pet if we want to go down that direction. Whoa, profit's gone down. Like Sommy, Tesla down here, Sommy.
Yeah, how'd you like my batteries, boys?
A little battery bank going on.
I had to hire a couple more logistics people, Paul.
Oh no, my pallet is full. Oh no.
Missing supply.
I've actually filled a pallet.
Yeah, you've got supply problems on that pallet.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort that out. I'm trying to sell the stuff that we've made. And there's slots that are filled with materials that I can't sell, which I don't get.
In our main production building, Bill, I had to hire a couple more logistic people because people were waiting for shelves to be emptied.
On the zone?
Yeah, in this zone, I had to hire a couple more.
Okay. Well, that's why we're not making money then. Lol.
Oh, base materials cannot be sold. Okay.
That 2,000 modules were on 30. Oh, hang on. Produce 300 calculators. I'm fairly sure we can do that one.
Yeah.
Calculators have at least 3 tier 2 modules in. No, we can't do that yet.
$46 grand, lads.
Why did that suddenly spike?
Because I sold a load of the stuff that I had left over from a previous mission.
Right. As long as the green's over the red, that's all that matters.
Look at our production under our company rating.
Sure, right, yeah, congrats, I guess. Don't expect a standing ovation. It's just an assignment.
Is that the...
It's
okay, right.
The salty competitor.
That was the batteries that we were doing.
That's because we have better production than our competitors, Paul.
Where are you looking, pups?
Company rating, ranking.
I can't remember where that is.
It's the trophy.
Ooh, to the moon.
Look at us go! We won't look at the finance tab.
Oh, come on. This doesn't make any sense. Like, our production is way higher, but their finances are like
Yeah, I don't
7,
get
8
it.
times. Get out of it. Innovation. Oh my god, that is bad. We got the prestige.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing better than yesterday.
Is that exactly hard, though?
No, but hey, we're on our way back to our starting money. That's amazing. Should put a rug there. Look how happy they are. We've got a zebra rug.